Hi, kindergartners. You mathematicians, we're going to be adding again today. Now, we're still going to be using our counters as our strategy. We're still using counters. That's our adding strategy. But today, we're going to use a different kind of counter. And we use these counters in class today. You are going to need your linking cubes or your cubes. These are going to be your counters today. So you're going to need to go grab your counters, both colors, your adding mat, and today you will need the blue piece of paper with your adding equations on there. And don't forget your eraser and your whiteboard marker. So go grab your tools, press pause if you need to, and then we're going to get started on our adding strategy together. All right, kindergartners, now you're probably thinking our red and white counters were counters. Our cubes are counters. We've used erasers. Those can be counters. You can use anything as counters.
We use food as counters.
Yes, anything can be a counter. The biggest thing to remember for adding is that we just need two different kinds. So we need two different colors or two different types, and that way we know what our two groups are. But anything you can use around your house can be a counter. You could use two different kinds of Legos. You could use two different kinds of crayons or markers or beans. Whatever you have at your house as a tool, you could use as a counter. Today, we're going to use our linking cubes. So go grab your things if you don't have them already, and we are going to look. Now, just so it helps me, I'm going to actually take apart my linking cubes so that they're not stuck together, and that way it's easier for me when I'm counting them out. So I'm going to just undo these real quick so that I have a pile of each when I'm trying to grab, okay? All right, now I'm gonna look over here. First thing I do is always the same, pick up my pencil and write my name. Now I'm using a marker just so that you can see it, but you need to use your pencil, okay? All right, now I wanna take a look at these equations before we get started. Now, just like we talked about on Tuesday, I'm gonna look at our number sentence and I see a very important symbol. I see this symbol. Do you guys remember what that symbol means? Yes, it means adding. It means put together. This is our addition sentence, our plus sign. That means we're going to add and put together. That's really important that we get really good as mathematicians looking at what our number sentence is telling us.
Miss O?
Yes.
Are we reading from left to right?
Nope, we're reading. Yes, sorry, I apologize. Yes, left to right. Now, in math, you will learn, especially when you go to first grade, that you can actually read it this way too. But we'll save that till we get a little bit later in kindergarten. All right, I am going to look at my first equation. It is 4 plus 7 equals, I don't know yet. So I'm going to write that in on my adding board. I'm going to write 4 plus 7 equals, I don't know my whole new number yet. And then in my math language down below, 4 and 7 makes, All right, so I have two different colors. I'm going to need 4 of one color. So I'm going to do 4 blue. And now for my second, I'm going to do pink. So I need how many? I need to grab 7 counters. 7 for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count and scoot over here. 5, 6, 7. Okay, now I'm going to add. These are my counters. Part, put together, whole new number, bigger number. So I'm going to put my adding symbol. And now I'm going to put them together. And I can't add them like that. I can't count them to double check what it is. So I'm going to just organize them real quick. If you notice, kindergartners, I'm not taking time to link them back together and make a big train. That takes more time than we need. Our focus is making sure that we're practicing the adding, okay? All right, I'm gonna count and touch and see how many I got. 4 plus 7, we put them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, that's a tricky teen. Do you guys remember how to write that? That's a 1 and a 1. A 1 and a 1. 11 is 110 and one more. Okay, now I'm gonna read my number sentence. Can you read it with me? 4 plus 7 equals 11. Now we're gonna do our math language. 4 and 7 makes 11. Ooh, okay, so now I'm gonna go over to my board and we figured out that 4 plus 7 equals 11. Okay, kindergartners, we're gonna get time to do our next one. I'm gonna clear my board, put my counters back in their piles, erase, so we're ready to figure out our next part put together. And if I look at my equation here, I see the adding symbol again. So 5 plus 3 equals. Okay, so I'm gonna write that in my board. 5 plus 3 equals, I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to solve it with my counters. I'm gonna write it down here for our math language. 5 and 3 makes, All right, so I need to grab 5 of one color because remember when we're using our counters, we need 2 colors for adding. So we know our 2 groups. So that's 5 blue, and now I'm gonna do 3 pink. That's my other counter. And now if I'm adding, what does it mean to add?
Put together.
Put together. So I'm gonna put my plus sign here, my adding sign, and I'm gonna put them together, organize them, and now I can go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll put 8 here, and now I'm ready to read my math. Let's read our number sentence. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now let's do our math language. 5 and 3 makes 8. Ooh, great work, kindergartners. I'm now gonna write an 8. And now the rest of the equations are your turn. So I want you to go and do these equations here. 10 plus 4 equals 8 plus 3 equals 8 plus 6 equals, and 2 plus 5 equals. Now, we don't want you to take a picture of just this with the answers, because that doesn't show me that you're practicing using our math strategy, our adding strategy of counters. So I want you to choose one of these equations that you solve and take a picture of your board and upload that to Seesaw. If you want to take a video and read the equation or your math language, that's an amazing thing to do as well. But we want to see at least one of these, please, on your using our adding strategy of counters. Can't wait to see your work.